Yeah, I'm not trying to give advice because I think that I know everything. I'm actually trying to pass on some of the things that I think that I've failed enough at and maybe have learned something or other. And maybe by passing that along, I can, I don't know, help somebody as an old guy on this thing. I know I'm not the youngest guy on here. I'm not the oldest guy on here. I mean, there's some really old people on here, but I'm not the youngest guy. But I have learned some things because I've fallen on my face so many times. And one of the things that I learned is that a lot of people will pressure you that you have to do things. You have to do this in order to make sense of the world or to save the world. You have to feed people. You have to clothe people. You have to, you have to help your neighbor, and that is so important, and it is so good, and all of that kind of stuff, because you're part of a community. But sometimes it feels overwhelming because you look at the news and everybody tells you that the world is about ready to end because we can't feed everybody and we can't save everybody and we can't even save our world because people are not doing things, or people should be doing things, and it becomes overwhelming. I'm not a multitasker, and so when I see the big picture problems, it's really scary to me. And there was a story in the Bible actually where Jesus is on this mountain. He sees like over 5,000 people there, and it's getting late, and the disciples are saying, you got to send them away because they're going to be hungry, and we don't have anything. And Jesus says, you give them something to eat. And right then, the guys are thinking, crap, that's not what I want to do, because they're feeling overwhelmed like we are when we see the world's problems. And he says, all we have is just a couple of loaves of bread and some fish. And Jesus says, break the people up into groups of 50, and then give me those. And he blesses them, and he feeds people. And what we focus on so much is the fact that he blessed in this miracle of feeding the things and stuff. But the one thing that we don't focus on too much is the fact that he broke people up into groups. And he broke people up into smaller areas. And that he was able to take just what he had and do something with it. The lesson is not the miracle. The lesson is really do what you can with what you have. In other words, you might not be able to save the entire continent, but maybe you can help the people that are in your area. When you see somebody in need, when you see somebody hungry, when you see somebody even being disrespected, maybe you can do something about it just in your area. It's like painting a picture. We're not called to, even when we're asked to paint a big canvas, we have to start sometimes with just one color at a time. And so just focus on the one thing that you can do in your area. If we all just focused on the one or two things that we could do just in our immediate area, maybe we could save the world. Maybe we could help each other, and maybe start a chain that would feed the thousands. It's worth a shot.